so last month I asked you guys to hit me with your biggest questions about being a music producer, and you guys didn't hold back. Today I'm gonna be answering your questions. I'm gonna be diving in pretty much everything. How to make money, how to balance working a job, going to school, how to avoid beat block, how to make yourself known in the producer community, how to network with people without being too annoying. So this information is really gonna be useful, and I really suggest you watch until the end. Alright, so let's get into it. Question number 1. A lot of you guys ask me how to make money, how to get consistent sales, all of that stuff. So as a music producer, you can make money in a lot of ways. I mean, everybody knows you can sell beats, you can sell samples, you can do sync licensing, you can do placements, advances, royalties, all that stuff. You can do content, you can do affiliate marketing. You know, there are a lot of ways you can make money. The thing that's holding you back is you're not actually focused on just one thing and, trying to become the top 1% of it. Like, you're not focused on trying to become the best sample maker, trying to become the best content guy or the best editor or the best engineer, whatever. So my advice would be, if you want to make money, you have to focus on just one thing and, just pick out of all these things that I mentioned, just pick one thing and just start doing that. So I can give you an example. For me, I tried type beats, I tried pretty much everything. And the one thing that I liked and enjoyed and just stuck with was making samples. And when I first started, I didn't know how to play instruments, I didn't know music theory. I sat down, I studied music theory, I learned how to play guitar, I learned how to play the bass, I learned how to play the keys. And just building and trying to improve myself as a musician, as a sample maker, just to become, you can never be the best, but trying to become one of the best. You might think that you're actually going to be limited by doing that, but there are a lot of benefits. For example, if somebody needs guitars, they're going to know it. I'm the guy, and they just keep coming to me. And after, acquiring all that knowledge, I can make tutorials, I can make content, and, grow a brand around that stuff. So yeah, just focus on one thing and try to become one of the best. And also, I would recommend never take advice from people which you don't want to be like. Question number 2, how to schedule your week, and what if you have work, school, all that stuff. Everybody has the same 24 hours, right? Let's say you have a healthy sleeping schedule, you sleep 8 hours. Out of those 16 hours, let's say you work 8 hours or, go to school, whatever. And if you add stuff like eating, commuting to work and back, let's say 10 hours. Every day, you have 6 hours which you can just use to make music. You should never make the excuse that you don't have enough time to be pursuing what you're doing. The biggest problem I see with people is they start making excuses. Oh, I don't have enough time to make music. I don't have enough time from school, from work, all that stuff. Well, if you want to get it, you actually have to learn to sacrifice. I'm going to tell you this story. So basically when I started, I knew that I had to completely dedicate myself to just making music if I wanted to make it full time. So from the day I started, which was 3 years ago, I've made it a point to just work at least 8 hours. It doesn't matter if I'm making beats, if I'm making whoops, if I'm learning something, reading, whatever. So when I was in school, instead of just sitting and, watching TikTok 5 hours a day, I actually sat down and I was reading stuff about music theory, stuff about marketing, brands, all that stuff. So a lot of people that I talk to, they're like, oh, but I don't have enough time. Everybody has enough time to do what they want to do. Grab your phone and see 34 minutes today. And every day, every single day, my screen time is under an hour. And you have more than an hour of screen time every day, you're just bullshitting. If you're stuck in school or working and you got access to your phone, but you can't cook up, I would just say watch tutorials, read stuff, educate yourself. Anything helps. The second point, which is extremely important, you can make 50 beats a day. It doesn't matter. You're still not going to make it. What you want to do is create a game plan. So unless you have a game plan, you're pretty much fucked. I'm going to give you an example. Let's say your goal is in a year, you want to land placements and you want to start making consistent money. At the top, imagine it's like a pyramid. So at the top, you just have money, placements. So what you want to do is you want to start working backwards and, just breaking these big goals into smaller goals, which you need to fulfill in order to achieve your big goals. Under the top of the pyramid is going to be putting out samples. Under that is going to be networking. You can network with industry producers, you can network with YouTube producers, You want placements from the industry guys, and you want consistent collab sales from the YouTube guys. Under that, since you're making samples, it's going to be putting out sample packs, which you can sell on your website or post them for free on YouTube, which is going to increase your whole reach. You're going to build an email list. Now, on the same level, in order to go up and successfully network with people, you have to be providing value. So it could be knowledge, it can be entertainment, pretty much anything. And at the very base of that whole pyramid is going to be becoming good at samples. And once you have this whole structure visualized and laid down, you're going to take these goals and then you're going to break them down into stuff that you can do every week. So, for example, you want to get good at samples. Let's say you're working with 6 hours every day after work, after homework, schoolwork, whatever. What I would do is for 2 or 3 of these hours, I would just make samples. So let's say every day you can make 3 samples. So every day, once you do these 3 samples, you're left with 3 more hours to work with. I would take 1 hour out of that to just educate myself every day, watch videos, read, learn something. And after that, you're left with 2 more hours, which every day you can just use. Another one of these hours, I'm just going to take to network. So every day, I'm just going to be hitting up people. I'm just going to be talking to them, going on YouTube, just listening to people's beats. If you like them, you can just hit them up. Let's work. All that stuff. And finally, for that 1 hour which you have left, you can do content. You can do a type beat channel since you have time to actually make a beat. In 1 hour, you can upload it. Even with 6 hours every day, you can learn something new. You can make 3 samples. You can make a beat and you can network. So if you, for example, if you stick with this plan and you keep doing this every single day, that's how you stay active and you're constantly building and you have motion, like you're actually doing stuff. Alright, so question number 3. My family wants me to quit music and get an actual job. Now, not everybody's family is going to be supportive of what you're doing. Even if you get a Grammy, even if you get 50,000 placements, they're still not going to care. Like, they don't care. So it's never your job to try and convince these people. But there's a couple of things that I want to mention here. So first off, if you're in school, your main focus should be getting good grades and staying in school, and they're paying for it, so that's your job. So just keep working on your stuff until you get results. Now, if you're out of school and you finish with school and you want to make beats and you want to do music, then you got to consider 2 things. Can you sustain yourself? If you cannot, it doesn't mean you got to give up. There's no shame in getting a job. That doesn't mean it's going to prevent you from working. You're still going to have enough time to do it. And again, you can just keep doing it until you have enough money. They're going to talk shit. They're going to be like, I told you this didn't work. You're still not going to care. You should just keep going and doing what you think you should be doing. So regardless of the situation, I think 2 things should remain constant, like at all times. First thing is going to be, you're going to be working on your music. If you want to make it, no distractions. All your free time goes to doing what you love. And the second thing is, regardless of what people say, you should never listen to negative feedback. People are gonna try and project their insecurities on you regardless. Like, for example, they had a dream, they couldn't achieve it, and they're just gonna shit talk you. And they're gonna be like, no, you're not gonna do this, you're not gonna achieve it, you're gonna fail, all that stuff. So if you want people to believe in you, you should be the first one which believes in you. Alright, so question number 4. Advice on approaching producers, managers, A&Rs professionally without coming off spammy, and where to find people to network with. You can find people to network with in a lot of places. I've actually made a video on how to network and all that stuff, so it's gonna be up there. So go watch that. It's pretty good. A lot of information. I've covered a lot of stuff, even how to send your samples and beats out. So moving on, question number 5. Legal side. Should I go with BMI, ASCAP? Explain all the legal situations, explain what you do when you get a placement. I got you. I remember when I got my first placement and I didn't even know you have to invoice the label. So, I just signed the papers with like 6 months and I was like, yo, why is nobody actually paying me? And then I realized that I actually have to invoice the label. Now let's get into the scenario that you have like your first major placement and you don't know what to do. So I'm going to explain you how it all goes. The first thing you should do is you should register with a PRO. And what they do is basically they collect your publishing. Somebody streams the song on Spotify and you get paid for that. It doesn't matter where you're from, Europe, Asia, whatever. I would say just sign up with BMI or ASCAP. And the reason for that is, for example, I'm from Europe and I'm using BMI. Of course, I can register with my country's PRO, but they're extremely slow. You gotta pay some fee and all that stuff. So it should take a couple of days after you registered, and they're gonna send you the IPI number. Now, after you have this PRO registered, what you need is an admin deal. So somebody who's actually gonna take care of collecting all these royalties for you from every single country in the world. And for that, I use BeatStars Publishing, which is perfect. Like, I've never had any issues with it. Now, after that is done, most likely somebody from the artist team or your co-producers, they're gonna hit you up and they're gonna ask for your information. And then you're gonna be added to this email thread where it's the artist team and their warriors, your co-producers and your warrior or whoever. And in this email thread, you're gonna provide your legal name, your address, your producer name, and your IPI number. After that, people are gonna go back and forth. Like, you're gonna reach an agreement on the advance, on the publishing, on the master. And once everybody is happy, they're gonna send you this contract which you need to sign. So when it comes to these contracts, you should be careful because you want to have somebody go over it. What you can do is you can just send the contract to your own warrior, or you can just use ChatGPT. You can just paste it, copy and paste it, and then you can just ask it a couple of questions like, what's my advance? What type of publishing splits do I get? What type of master points do I get? All that stuff. The whole point is you're actually going to get your master points, your publishing, and an actual advance. You're going to sign that contract and you're just going to send it back. So after all of that has been done and the contract is signed, in some cases even before that, what you want to do is you want to ask for invoice information. As I said, after you sign the contract, you have to invoice the label to actually get paid. Like, they don't magically find your number and bank details and send you the money. So what I do is I just ask in the thread, can you please provide me with the invoice information? So after that is done, I use this website which is Invoice Generator, and I'm gonna hop on the PC and show you everything. So first off, we have the invoice number. Here you can just put the date of whenever the placement release. After that, you're gonna come to the date. Again, date of release. Now, due date, you're gonna keep the exact same date as the release of the song. And the reason for that is you actually want to make sure that the time starts ticking like from the exact same moment that the placement releases. So they have to pay you from that date. You're gonna add your legal name. So first name, second name, you can add third name, fourth name, doesn't matter. And after that, you're gonna enter this PKA, which means professionally known as, and then you're just gonna add your producer name. After that, you're gonna add your street name and number, zip code, your city, and the country. Now in this field, you're pretty much just gonna paste whatever they gave you in the email thread. As I said, whenever they give you the details, that's what you're gonna copy and paste here. When it comes to the item, what I like to do is producer advance for, and then I have the artist name, the name of the album, / and then the name of the song. And here what I like to do is I just add released. We're gonna add the rate, which is the advance that you're gonna get. Let's say you're 3 people and the advance is 3,000. You're not gonna enter 3,000. You're gonna enter whatever you're getting. So in this case, 1,000. Because the labels pay out individually to each single producer. They don't make you guys split it between yourselves. They just pay it out to every single individual. If you're gonna be paid by, a wire transfer, a bank wire transfer, you're gonna give them the bank name, again, your legal name. No, you're just gonna paste the IBAN, then you're gonna paste your bank account number and the SWIFT code. Now, the SWIFT code, you can look it up. You can just type, what's my bank SWIFT code or whatever, and it's gonna show up in Google. The bank account, it should be in your website. Whenever you log in into your bank website, it's probably gonna be there. If not, you can just, call your bank and ask them for the details. After all it's done, you want to double check again because that's important. Like, every time you don't get it right, they're just gonna slow you down. Like labels, they will try and find every reason not to pay you. Make sure everything's right. After that, you're just gonna download it. Once you have it downloaded as a PDF file, all you gotta do is go back in the email thread and just send it back. And that's it. Question number 6. The thing that I struggle with the most is how to make myself known or listened. Now, to make yourself known in the producer community, you have to stay consistent, stay working, you have to meet new people. And overall, it's not something that happens overnight. It all comes back to becoming someone who has like value. So if you're valuable to people and, you know, just try to spread some knowledge or give away free stuff, or, you know, you have a platform. For example, if you watch my previous video of how I got my first major placement, I was blowing up with sample packs, and what I would do is, you know, I would just take people who were, you know, they had good stuff, and I would just take their samples, I would collab with them, and I would just put them on my sample packs. So in a way, if you want people to like you, you have to do something for them. And also in this industry, like a lot of people, they just want to do you a favor until they can get something out of you. But if you're actually genuine and, you know, you're just yourself, like you don't try to pretend or, you know, get something out of people, you're just gonna last a lot longer. So people know when you're faking it and when you have other intentions. Now, the second thing, if you want to be more known, you don't want to be shy, you don't want to be hiding, like you just don't want to be just another profile picture which is like a random logo. Now, a lot of people might say, I'm shy, I can't do this, like I can't show my face, I'm ugly, I can't speak English, I got a bad accent, whatever. Let me tell you something. Nobody is ever comfortable in front of the cam, like from the start. Whenever people say that they're ugly, trust me, bro, that doesn't matter. I just want you to think about that. For example, like the same people that are on the internet and that watch your videos are the same people that you don't know and see you on the street. So let me ask you this, like, do you walk outside on the street with a paper bag on your head? Of course not. You don't even think about being ugly or all that stuff. Posting stuff on the internet and just showing yourself is the same thing. Like, there's just a couple of strangers. Nobody is gonna say anything. Now, if you say that you're shy, like, let me tell you this. That's completely normal. Like, we as humans have evolved to, you know, not show ourselves so much and, you know, just blend in with the flock of sheep. Don't stand out too much, because if you stand out too much, the predators are gonna see you and they're just gonna kill you. So it's completely normal to want to blend in with everybody, to not show yourself. And the best way to get over this fear of, you know, just being on camera, what I like to recommend to everybody who wants to start making videos, just start and film 10 videos. So you just write the script, you film the video, you edit the video, just go through the whole motion without having the pressure of, you know, putting out the first video, putting out the 5th video, whatever. And I can guarantee you, by the time that you get by the 10th video, you're gonna be so much more comfortable at, you know, showing yourself, talking, all that stuff. Now, you might say, I don't know what to talk about. If you don't know what to talk about, you need to learn more skills. Like, you need to get more experience. Now, I remember the first time that I wanted to, you know, just make videos, it was like 1 year after I started producing, and my beats were completely garbage. I didn't know even how to mix my drums. The reason why it didn't work out is because I just didn't have enough knowledge to provide. I didn't know how to be entertaining. I didn't know how to show people something. Whenever you actually have something to give to the audience, you're gonna feel it. Like, you're just gonna know. So yeah, don't care what other people say. Don't be shy. Just show yourself. Talk to people. I'm sure, like, all the stuff that I said right here, people are gonna connect with it and they're gonna be like, yeah, you talk about this and I've been feeling the same thing. Not everybody's gonna judge you. Like, so many people, you'll be surprised how many producers like actually relate to the same stuff that you go through. So question number 7, how to stay creative and avoid beat block. Now, here's my hot take. Beat block is not real. You just don't know how to do certain things. What I realized was I just didn't know how to make stuff. I was just guessing. Most of the times, just guessing didn't work and I just couldn't make anything. So I thought, oh, maybe I just don't have enough creative energy to do that. It turns out I actually didn't know shit. So what I did was I sat down, I learned music theory, and specifically these 3 things: scale degrees, chord progressions, and intervals. And that's the thing, like, once you know how scale degrees work, how to make chord progressions, and how much they actually affect the whole vibe of the sample, the song, the beat, whatever, it's so much easier to make anything that you want to make. If I know music theory and I want to make an emotional sample, I know instantly, oh, I can just go with the 1-6-3 chord progression, or I can go with the 1-7-6-3 chord progression, or the 1-3 chord progression or 1-6 chord progression. And if you know music theory and you understand what I'm saying, you just know that, for example, that movement from 1 to 6 or 6 to 3 or 7 to 6, just has this emotional tone. You're never going to have beat block. You just set your mind to something and you can just start making it instantly. And also another thing to finish this whole topic is you actually want to create in a way which you're not doing the same exact thing every day and expecting different results. What I mean by that is, for example, whenever I create something, I grab my guitar and I just mess around. I hear something that I like, I record it, maybe I grab the bass, I just play some random bass line. After that is done, I might go on the piano, just play something else. And I never truly know what's gonna come out. And that way I can never get beat blocked. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, final words. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you had your questions answered. I might do a second part of this. If you have any questions that you want to ask me, I'm still going to reply in the comments. So make sure to leave down a comment and, say your question or just say hi. Catch you in the next video.